everybody. Welcome to Sisters of the Mystical Tarot with my beautiful sisters here with me, Val from Dragonfly Crystals and Next Level Channeling, and the beautiful Marina from Heart Centered Tarot. And Allie is still out gallivanting around South Carolina, North Carolina, one of the Carolinas. I don't know. She's over there somewhere. Having a good time. So she deserves it. So welcome to Sisters. Now, as y'all know, we don't take questions from the chat. If you ever have a question you want us to read on, you have to leave it in the comments when we post on our post page. So, and I didn't have any questions this week, so I don't know.
No, me either.
No, me either.
So, so tonight we're going to talk about what are some of the rituals and practices you use to deal with different things, like the full moon, new moon type stuff, or if you got something important coming up, or if it's Lion's Gate, or if it's, just there are so many different things that we all have our own set little ways, things that we do. It's like before I start, I do my bell just to clear the energy, and then I have my smudge spray that I squirt, just again to clear the energy. But everybody we probably all do similar things, but we all do it a little differently according to what works best for us. So I just thought that would be an interesting topic to talk about, and maybe give y'all some ideas of how to do it, because a lot of times we get new people that come in that are clueless and they don't know what to do or how to do it, which is how I was a few years ago when I started this. I was like, oh, what's a new moon ritual? What are you talking about? And and a shameless plug, Saturday is the full moon. And I will have Selena of Essence of the Moon, who will be on with me for the slumber party to talk about doing full moon rituals. She's Wiccan and all of their stuff that they do. Mm-hmm. And so if you're interested, come and watch. You'll learn something. I'm hoping I'll learn something. So before we get going, Val, anything upcoming for you, fun and exciting you want to let everybody know about?
Yes, after this show at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern, Arthur and I will do our Q&A live. So bring your questions. It's on my channel, Dragonfly Crystals, tonight.
Awesome show. Y'all don't want to miss it.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yay.
And
what about you, Marina? Anything else, Val?
Yeah, you got classes coming up.
I do have classes. There's still time to sign up for the Trinity of Embodiment, 3 activations: the Eye of Horus, the Divine Blueprint Matrix Restoration, and the Eye of Ra activation. Those are in the Trinity of Embodiment. This is a very fine-tuned activation, 3 weeks apart for the 3. And you can sign up for that on dragonflycrystals.store, not .com. You can sign up for that and realize that it's the Arcturians and the Syrians coming through, my guides, and they actually made me do it. No, they don't make you do anything. But it was from them that I was asked to do this. And I don't know what's going to happen. I know that we are not going to be the same after the activations. This I do have.
There you go.
They have confirmed it. So
is it a live thing, a certain time thing?
I'll only do it this one time. They're coming through with all these frequencies, and it is an activation on each of the 3 occasions. It's a different part. This awakening the divine seer, which is your pineal gland and your thalamus gland and a whole bunch of other things in the beginning. That is the Eye of Horus activation. Then there is the restoration of the divine blueprint matrix. That is, restoring your divine blue, your original with upgrades. You would be the whole of what you are in your divinity in this body now. Then the last one is you embodying the radiant light moving out into the world. That is the Eye of Ra. That is the sun. So it's very powerful. They know what they're doing. I am just the conduit. And
they always know what they're doing. It's the rest of the scrambling.
Yeah, they really told me very little to keep it open and flowing and live. And so it's going to be just, if I can say, all this energy leading up to it, I can tell it is going to be like, you got to lay down after it.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, so I would say that if you feel so inclined, you can sign up for that. And that is on the 8th of August, which is Lionsgate. Yes. At 11 in the morning Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. So it is really going to be amazing. Plus, you can sign up for meditation class. It isn't your old meditation. You can actually talk to your guides and angels in that class yourself. Boom. So that's, you can look at all the other classes that I have on there as well. So yeah, thank you for that infomercial time.
You're welcome. And
Yes,
Marina,
absolutely.
what about you? What you got cooking?
What I got cooking? Well, of course, the messages for light workers tomorrow, and Cool Crone readings on Friday at 5 p.m. Mountain, and then at 8 p.m. I'll be doing Story in the Cards with Allie. Saturday, I have a get together in the afternoon with the folks who are taking this is our first meeting of the Achieving Union group. And that is a monthly course that is offered, 30 days. It's self-directed. You determine when it's going to fit into your schedule. And every day you get a short little video from me along with some exercises that I want you to do throughout the day. And the idea is that at the end of the 30 days, you're going to have a much stronger union with spirit so that you're going to be able to discern when spirit is talking to you versus background noise. And it makes a huge world of difference. Yeah. The reason that I think that it works so well is the approach is I don't encourage you to tackle ego on face to face. We kind of sidestep ego so that we're already so far ahead in terms of the connection that ego goes, what? Oh, geez. Oh, shucks. So,
I took the very first course with Marina, and it's wonderful.
Thank you, Shari.
I've heard it's changed people's lives. So
yeah, it really made a difference with me and just kind of opened me up to different aspects that I didn't even realize I was closed off to. And then it was about a month after that was finished that Val did an Akashic record reading on me. And we did some massive cord cutting that I was like, I had no clue I was still attached to all that stuff. And so they just kind of fell together, boom, boom. And
exactly.
Great
and
way
then,
to.
On Saturday at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, Trish James is going to be joining me again. And this time we're going to be using her cards, and we are going to be doing some readings for the people that join us. I'll be using probably the fickle finger of fate, because that way, you don't want to you don't want people to feel discouraged that, you know, if they didn't make the list or whatever. But fickle finger, hey, you know what, you know, you put your name in, hopefully you get it. But yeah, we'll be using her cards to do some readings for the
I'm
folks.
waiting on her Neptune moon cards to come in.
Any day. I thought that they
The
were going to
minute it
be
dropped,
today.
I was online buying it. Like, I really can't spend
Yes.
this money right now, but screw it, I'm getting it.
I know. In fact, yeah, when the doorbell rang yesterday and it was the delivery of a different product, that's what I thought it was. And so today I was waiting, but yeah, if not today, I'm sure that tomorrow or Friday, yeah, it'll definitely be here. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. Also, I don't know if most people know, but I'm testing out something on Monday. And I did the first one this Monday on the 4th, and it's called Mondays with Marina.
Ooh.
And yeah, you again, I'm doing readings. And so far it's been really popular. And I said to the folks who watched it, let me know if this is something, you know, I'll do it every 2 weeks, but if you want it more often, maybe I could do it once a week.
Fantastic.
And yeah, the response has been really, really good. So keep your
I
eyes
watched the
peeled.
play of it, so that was
Yes.
that was good. Yeah,
Yeah,
really good.
So that's what's happening in Marina world at the moment.
Right. Well, I've got, I mean, other than this, of course, Sisters every week. We've got Golden Girls every other week, with a new cast member that is joining us, Judy from Judy's Healing Fire.
Yes.
Do I have that right? Okay.
Judy's
I
Healing
went, yeah, I went blank. I went blank on Selena earlier, and I was like,
Yes.
what was her name?
Yeah.
My brain wouldn't, wouldn't connect.
Yeah.
But and then of course, Draining the Swamp every second and fourth Monday of the month, with Mel and Arthur on the second Monday, and then Mel and a guest on the fourth Monday, because Marina has custody of Arthur on the fourth Monday of the month. I don't.
Yes.
So he's with her.
Yes. That's right.
And he, at least he finally laughs about that now. At first, I think he was a little taken aback, because I was just like, we have shared custody. And he was like, excuse me? I'm like, go with it. So,
Yes.
and of course, Marina jumped right in on it. She knew what I was trying to get across. And so it took him a minute before he caught on. And I think everybody gets a kick out of that.
Yes.
And of course, the slumber party every Saturday night starts at 10 p.m. Central. And we tend to go for a couple of hours, 2-3 hours, depending, because we try to get to everybody's question. It's gotten to where I've had to start doing cutoffs. It's like, I know we can only get through so many questions before I'm literally face planting on the desk. And so I've had to start cutting it off a little bit. And this Saturday is my regular date with Nate, and Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Central. And then in a couple of weeks, we'll be on his channel for a pre-recorded deep dive on whatever topic is current at the moment. And but this Saturday is the date with Nate, and it's live, and so you can ask questions, and we do readings for you. And then I do backstage for Colleen and for Arthur both. And so to help them out when I can. And that's about it. Wonderful skincare products, Androniki. I love this stuff. Marina just got hers in. She said she loves it. Val's waiting for hers to come.
I'm waiting. It's coming.
And so, and Andrew has agreed to come back on again towards the end of the month and do another show with me and just talk about the whole process, how it got started. how his grandmother figured into all of this,
Yes.
and for all of the newbies that have come along since the last time he came on. And it was a really popular show. Everybody really seemed to enjoy themselves. And they asked a gazillion questions that I never would have thought to ask at all, So okay, we took care of all of our business and get that out of the way, and we can go forward with what y'all are waiting on. And that's, what do we do for rituals, or anything that we do to prepare for special days, full moon, new moon, Lionsgate, whatever. It seems like every time I turn around, there's some special event in the heavens, and I'm like, I've never heard of that before, but I'm learning. And so that's what happens when you hang out with Wiccan friends, and they start telling you all kinds of stuff, and then you meet pagan friends, and they're telling you even more stuff, and you're like, wow, that's a lot of stuff to do. And it's a great fun. So enjoying that. And yeah, so I just thought we'd share what we each do personally. If we're struggling, are there certain things that we do to kind of lift up our own spirits to keep going? And if we need to rest, we're overly tired, we tend to push till we drop anyway. What are some things we do to take care of ourselves or to help others if they're in that position? And Val, you get to go first.
Yes.
I know you guys put me first because I have the long list. But
there you go.
All right. I like to go first, so I am fine with that. So I have to say, there's so many things that you can do, and I kind of switch it up every so often. So sometimes instead of smudging, maybe I don't feel like getting the smoke out. Maybe I don't feel like it. So I get my drum and I go around. It's the intention that is important. It's the sound and vibration. You could do it with a bell. It doesn't matter. But I am calling in all my angels and guides, and I'm only the highest vibration of light and love can come into this space, and I anchor it in now, and I call forth all the angels, guides of my highest vibration, and I go to every corner of the house doing it just like you would sage or smudging. And I find that very excellent to clear. But lately, there's so much going through us, and there's so much releasing. You really have to do a lot. You have to clear it a lot. You have to clear it every day if you can. Especially a room like your meditation room, or where you sit and read cards for people online, or where you are sitting and viewing all these shows. It's good to, where you are emotionalizing, where you are connecting, go ahead and do all of that. Plus, really saying something like, I cleanse the space and myself of all heavy and unaligned energies. Only love and truth remain. Something simple. You can say that at any time, but that is really good. And then, sometimes I use my crystal ball. No, I have to admit, I use it every morning. I get up, I'm making the circle around my my living room, opening the blinds, and I come to my crystal ball and I let that higher heart crystal ball play. Let it vibrate. And that's one of my first things I do usually in the morning. And like I say, I call in all my angels and guides and anchor them in here and now. Also, I do this in the shower too. The violet flame. I imagine myself standing in the violet flame, standing in it as I'm taking a shower. It is so easy to visualize. You can do it from above you, shining down. I like to do it like I'm in a campfire. Violet flame. It just makes sense to me. And you can feel it. It really does and imagine it, you're getting rid of energetic debris. You can even think of it as cutting cords or refreshing your aura, whatever you want to see, your visualization as you're doing it. And something I do every day is I bring in a column of divine white light. I always say golden white light. And from source, and I anchor it down into my crown and into Mother Earth. I do it every day. Every day. It's part of my meditation ritual. And this is so important to do. And also, as you are setting your intention for the day, not even getting up out of bed till you start breathing the light into your heart, the golden white light into your heart. And on the exhale, through an open mouth, imagine the light filling your body up. So on the inhale, light into your heart. On the exhale, light fills your whole body. And you become this, you are this light. So you're acknowledging to the universe before you even get up, I am this light in this sacred breath that you're doing, visualizing that. And so the breath work is one of the big things that I do, very big practice to shift you, to align you to the sacred breath of source. And also remember, don't neglect the color frequencies when you're in meditation, or even if you're sitting on the couch and you don't have anything to do. Imagine the violet light flooding down through your crown as a column of light. Imagine aqua light, silver, gold, whatever colors, all the frequencies, let them come in, all the higher vibrational frequencies, pearlescence, whatever you feel called to. This is a real shift in your frequency as you're bringing in these colors, and don't neglect that because that is powerful and it will align you. And it does correspond to your chakras and to a lot of things within your energy body. And you can imagine or say, I am aligned with source and anchored in divine clarity. I radiate light, truth, and love. My energy is sovereign, pure, and strong. So that's it for me. Val told you the book. That's why Val has to go first. Now everybody's left with whatever.
Okay.
No, that was
Thanks
great.
for joining us, folks. It's been a great show. You know what? I love the fact that Val does bring in that much information, because I never walk away without learning something that I didn't know before, something that resonates with me that I can say, oh, you know what? I could incorporate that. I could do that here or whatnot. So yeah, never, ever, ever apologize.
I'm sorry. I am a nerd. I am a nerd, scholar nerd.
No, you are.
And we love you for that. Believe us.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's why they have me go first, folks. Okay.
There you go. There you go. And yes, a lot of what Val said, I totally agree with. It is important to move energy around your space. Otherwise it gets stale and stagnant, and you just feel so much better when you clear it out, right? So I do like to use sage, and have that in the house, and same thing, that the very similar. I'm putting it on the wall and imagining that it is covering the wall and then disappearing. That I'm saying, yes, only those things of God's light and love are allowed in this space. Anything that is negative, that is harmful, that is no longer useful to me, I return back to source to do with what it wants. And that's it. And it is, yeah, every room, every space. There I also like to, there's a particular exercise that I think I had to do a couple times when I felt that the regular sage, the regular cleansing things that I was doing weren't exactly working, that they kind of needed a turbo boost. And there is a ceremony you can do. You have a bowl, that a glass bowl or aluminum bowl. You fill it up with water. You take a small, imagine a little tin for that you would get, like a pie, not the big pie, but the little, little pie. And in that, meat pie. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you.
Or fruit pie.
Yes, meat pie, fruit pie, the small one. And I will put Himalayan salt in that, and I then cover it with alcohol, rubbing alcohol. I then put that in the water, and I'll start by setting my intention. I really want this area cleansed, clear, anything that is stuck here, that doesn't know where to go, to return to source. And then very carefully, I light the salt, and it burns bright, and it takes a while for it to kind of burn down. And this is not something that I would ever say to someone, do this on a weekly basis. This is, once a year is more than enough, but it's when you really want to supercharge and get everything out. And then, just wait until it burns itself out. So you don't want to have too much salt or too much rubbing alcohol, or it'll burn for hours and hours. You can watch it. I will generally concentrate on the flame and visualize all the rooms and anything that I want removed. So that's kind of the bringing in the big guns. But otherwise, I have different crystals that are around the house. I have different stones for different things. Selenite and black onyx together, when they're touching together, and if you put them in the door frame of your entrance and your exit, it brings in the good and keeps out the not so good, right? And then, of course, bracelets, right? Yes. These not only are they a fashion statement, but they have a purpose. Mm-hmm. In that this is like the bracelet is like being able to take my crystals and rocks with me wherever I go. Right? So they're very, very portable, and each one has kind of a different intention. And just keeping the positivity around all the time, making a conscious choice to be in joy, in happiness, in flow. Just, whatever happens, it's okay. So that's prayers before. Before I do the shows or before I do any readings, I do have a set the intention prayer. I have my one little tea light that burns here, and I have incense, and that is that sets the tone. I'm asking for guidance in terms of give me the ability to deliver honest messages and the things that I should be sharing, and then keep from me those things that I'm not to share or that are not to be shared yet.
Yeah.
Right. So
and also, it's good to, if you want to supercharge the clearing on your body, salt bath ritual with the Epsom salts or an essential oils in the bathtub, maybe lavender, rosemary. That really clears your whole energy field. if you really feel like you need the big one.
Yes.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Very
Absolutely.
good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both, ladies. That's some of the stuff I do and some of the stuff I never thought to do. So we're going to be making adjustments this month.
Yeah.
When it
Try new
comes to
things.
candles, I opted for the cheapy battery operated one, and I don't have to worry about it burning anything down.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I can, if I'm going to be here for the whole reading or for the whole ritual, then I'll light one of my real candles,
Yes.
because they do set a certain mood and energy around them. I like using uh, uh, the ribbons and wax
Yes.
candles. That's I've got hers and one of her candles, and I love it. It smells divine, and I love incense, but I can't burn it indoors because my guys are all allergic to it. So
Yeah.
I'm sure the neighbors at this point, we've been here so long, they think there goes that crazy woo-woo lady out there again. Twice a month, she's out there with a stick doing the windows. And
Yeah.
I go out and I sage the windows from outside and
Yes.
walk around the apartment, and I get some weird looks sometimes, and I just smile and wave and say hi, and they don't know what to think. Yeah. Nobody's had the guts yet to come and ask me, what am I doing? So I figured eventually somebody's going to finally work up the nerve to come ask me, what are you doing and why do you do it twice
Hey,
a month?
lady.
Yeah, hey lady, what's with the
It's bud
incense?
smoke. It's bud
Uh,
smoke.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, well, down here they probably the bugs burn it too. They're so strong. Um, hey, we got bugs that'll pick you up and carry you off if you're not
Yeah.
careful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huge. As Bernie says, they're huge.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're huge. Huge.
I like to try to set as many crystals as I can in the windowsill on full moons just to kind of help charge them up. Any new decks that I may have gotten since the last full moon, I try to set them. I have a little space cleared on a table right in front of my window. Um, I was worried the first time I did that because the moonlight didn't come directly in through the window. But then I had several of the old timers tell me, no, as long as the window is open, the
Yeah.
blinds are open,
Mhm.
it'll get the moonlight. I'm like, okay, cool. So I don't have to rearrange all the furniture. Um, and then I had been talking with Ramon Moon Scarab about trying to freshen up my full moon and new moon rituals, and he actually makes ritual oils, smudge sprays, and salts. And he sent me, now this one is for the full moon. It's called Moon Shard, and it's a salt that he sends that you can open and you can use it in rituals, do whatever you want. There's a like a smudge spray you can squirt, and then there's a oil that
Oh.
you can use. So that's kind of cool. I've not really used them since he sent them to me. So this weekend will be the first time I'm using the full moon one. And then the same thing for the new moon, except
Yeah.
it's called the ash of the black moon is what it's called. And he makes this stuff. This is the smudge spray. This is the oil. He makes this himself. And
Yeah.
so if you're interested, get in touch with Ramon Moon Scarab and talk to him. I don't know if he has a store and sells it or if he just
Mhm.
does it individually when people contact him, but he makes it himself. And I know that he sent like instructions what to do and how to do it,
Oh, perfect.
different kind of rituals. So I thought that was awesome because when I first got it, before I got to the instructions point, I'm thinking to myself, okay, now what am I supposed to do with these things?
Yeah.
But
And
he sent
those
So that helps.
Totally. And those are great things. I know that Maureen had mentioned about now being in an apartment, the oils and especially the sprays. I think that they will work in an apartment maybe a lot better than perhaps incense or the burning up the salt, the whatnot. That could be just a little too much
Yeah, you
for
can make your alarms go off. So if you're not
yes.
careful, and
Yeah, and
I will
that's not good.
burn sage, burn salts, whatnot. I will do that outside on the patio, where I can set it inside of like an ashtray type bowl. That is, I don't have to worry about it breaking or melting. I also have a Reiki charged sage spray that Miss Tarot D sent me, and uh, and just little odds and ends. Like I said, I got my bell that I'll ring.
Yes.
I've got more sage that I just bought some sage oil and put it in a little perfume atomizer that I got on Temu for like $5, I think. And then I tend to go with the guided meditations that you can get online. I think just about everybody, but probably me, has guided meditations up on their channel. And because I can't get my brain to shut down long enough to actually get into a meditative state. And so having a guided meditation kind of shuts that down and helps bring it out. Helps me kind of go into the zone of it. I started taking some shaman classes from Danny Shea, formerly Bathrobe Tarot Danny. And of course, he was the one that was teaching us about using the drum, using a rattle. And I made my own rattle because I couldn't afford to buy one back then. And I used an old pill bottle, and my son drilled a hole through the top and the bottom of the cap and the bottom of the pill bottle and put a dowel through it and then secured it with a nut and bolt. And I just put some of my really small stones like amethyst and quartz and that kind of stuff. And you can just screw the top back on the bottle, and you've got a rattle. And if you need to do it for a different reason, you could take those stones out and put different stones in, just depending on what you're using it for. And so I was kind of embarrassed about it the first time I showed it to Danny, because I'm like, it doesn't look like anybody else's fancy schmancy rattles. And he was like, no, yours is perfect. He says, because you made it. And I'm like, oh, okay. It didn't dawn on me that was my energy going into it. And that's kind of what I do. I do the cinnamon manifestation every month, where you go to your front door, you open your front door, and you blow cinnamon into your house along with your intention, what you want to manifest for that month. And it works. Ask these two lovely ladies, because they're the ones that told me about it. And it works.
Marina.
Marina told us about it. And then Colleen told me, well, if you have a back door, open the back door first and then go to the front door and blow in the cinnamon. So all the positive goes through the front and all the negative goes out the back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I said, well, if you don't have a back door, she says, then just leave the door open an extra minute or two for it to swirl around and the good energy to kick out the bad energy. And I'm like, okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of little workarounds. I think a lot of people get hung up on, especially if they're trying to do a ritual, that they do everything precisely like whoever it was that they saw do it or that they read about doing it.
And what you just said that about the workaround, for any of those things, it really is about your intention.
Exactly.
And in your visualization, you're seeing it circle around and go back out. The bad goes back out. Yeah,
exactly.
You can do that kind of thing, to tweak anything for you in any way by your intention, about by how you visualize it working for you. When you have a different setting, you have a different place, and no matter what we're talking about, intention, intention.
Exactly.
Ramon was on with me last Saturday on the slumber party, and we were talking, and I said something. I was frustrated because it had just been a frustrating week at work. And he said, well, I sent you those salts. Have you put any out in your office? And I'm like, put them out in my office. He says, take a little handful of each one and sprinkle them at the doorway of your office. You have your own office, right? And I said, yeah. He says, all right, just sprinkle them, just a little fine dusting right at the entrance of your office door so that nothing negative can come in. He says, and I've done that, and you'd be amazed how many people will be like coming into my office to talk to me about something, and they get stuck at the door. And it's like they can't go any further. They just get stuck at the door, and they'll sit and talk to you from the door frame, but they don't come into your office. So they're not bringing that negativity in with them. And I'm like, that works? He said, yeah, that works.
Yes.
I'm like, well, I got to try that. So, and I forgot this week. That's how hectic my week's been.
Or you can use Marina's mirror method of putting the mirror up and
putting a mirror. I've got a mirror in my office as well that reflects back out. Yeah. So, and I have a book that I bought probably 25, 30 years ago on how to feng shui your home. And so recently I dug it back out of the bookshelf and said, I need to sit down and reread this and see about rearranging some things, make it flow a little bit better. Yeah. And with the shower, and I hadn't even thought about this earlier until Val mentioned it. And I thought, oh, yeah. I know when I take a shower, I always envision all of the negative energy that has swirled around me, flushing and going straight down the drain.
Yeah,
and
or
then
that's good too.
Once it feels like it's all gone, then I turn around and imagine that the water coming over me is all the positive energy, putting like a fresh coat, and that's just what I see in my brain. So
that's perfect.
And I forgot I was writing it down when Val was talking about it. I was like, I forgot the shower thing.
Yeah,
I was trying to write notes on everything earlier, so I don't forget.
Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
and Val is absolutely right. The most important part of anything that you do is the intention.
Exactly.
It's setting the right intention, approaching it with an open mind and a pure heart. And you could use anything to cleanse anything.
Yes, exactly.
Right? It's not if you don't use it in this combination, it'll never work.
Exactly.
It will. It will, because it's the intention that you're putting out. It's just when we are reading tarot cards, we use the tarot cards as a tool, right? So
absolutely,
everything that you have around you is a tool, and it is something that helps you to elevate your energy or whatever it is that you're doing. So you can't use it.
I have a stone that doesn't want to show itself. It keeps dropping out of my hand.
Oh. Yeah.
I have a little silver thingy that I keep on my desk. I just have a handful of different crystals. And then whatever I feel like I need to pick up, like here's one that's like an onyx.
Yes.
Just a black one. And there's a green adventurine, which is a good protection stone. And then
carnelian?
Red jasper. Carnelian, that's what it is. I was thinking red jasper, but no, you're right. It's carnelian. And then an amethyst one. And then this one is a rose quartz. And it's actually a worry stone. It has like an indent where you can sit and hold it and rub your thumb into it. And I carry this around in my pocket a lot of times. Just especially if I know a lot of stuff is going to be happening that week. I'll carry it in my pocket, and I can always reach in, and then I'm sitting and it helps. It just helps keep my fingers busy. And but I have that on that little have a little silver bowl thing that my
Yeah.
mother had that I kept, and that's what I put those in.
And yes, Judy,
Yeah.
aventurine is fabulous.
Yeah, I love it.
Yes, I have a big chunk of adventurine that's in the car that Ms. Terrell D sent me for protection when I travel.
Mm-hmm.
And it's inside its own like twine type holder, and then it loops over the mirror, so it hangs in the window, and it's dark enough that it doesn't reflect. You don't have to worry about being blinded by the light, which can happen with some things you can hang up there, but
Yes.
it's just that lovely, and it's good size. It's probably this tall. It's a good sized chunk of rock, and it's not polished. It's just the raw chunk of rock that and he bought it from one of the Renaissance fairs that they have up there in the Bronx all the time every year.
Yeah.
And he had bought
Love that.
some, and he had bought one for me back when he was going through his last round of chemo when he had first started it.
Mm-hmm.
I had sent him a voodoo doll for protection, and then they had an event come up with the drag queens and the Renaissance fair and all that kind of stuff. And he went and he was looking. He said, and he saw that, and he bought it for me because he knew I was in the process of trying to get a car. And he said, that way, whatever you're driving, you can hang it in there and you're protected. I'm like, okay, great.
Exactly.
I need that. So, yeah, that hangs from the rear view mirror. And what is that?
Totally.
Feline is saying, she said, oh, discovered a company that uses magnets attached to various crystals and stones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how interesting. Yeah. And with the bracelets,
yes.
I'm not wearing any tonight, but I've got I've got like one, like a bag like this, and it's just crammed full with bracelets, different types, different kinds, that just depending on the mood in the morning, which ones I grab and put on my wrist. And and those are just some of the little things I do. I mean, I have written down more involved rituals that you can do, but it's like, A, I don't really have the space to do it in. And B, it usually involves burning something, and I can't do that in the house. So unless I can get away with doing it outside and not have somebody call the law on me, then, there's no telling what the neighbors think I'm up to. One of my favorite pieces that I picked up that I keep on my desk with me all of the time, my late husband's nickname was Turtle. And so my mother started the thing where she would buy him turtles. And it became a game for all of us to try to find a unique turtle every year for his birthday and that kind of stuff. And I found this. I actually bought this on Temu, believe it or not. I found it right after I first started back up doing all of this. And it's my little praying mantra turtle.
Yes.
And he's in the Buddhist position. And he sits on my desk. And when I need to be calm, I look over at him and I think, it's just bring it down. You're going to be okay. So, and that's kind of what I do. I've kind of just picked and chose between different people that practice different types of faiths or religions or just processes that is like, oh, that sounds like it would work for me. And some things I've done and it just didn't do anything for me.
Exactly.
And so I don't do them anymore. Other things, it just seemed to fit. And so those are the things that I work on trying to do on a regular basis. And I mean, I know I'm sure I haven't been able to watch the chat as well as I should have. I'm terrible at that. Um, but yeah, there's a couple of companies out there that have the natural real stones that you can get bracelets and stuff from.
Mhm.
Otter Spirit, and for every dollar or for every item you spend, they send $1 to a global wildlife preservation thing for otters.
Yeah, in
For
Monterey Bay. Yeah.
and yeah, and so I thought that's cool. So I like their stuff. I like to when I know it's somebody doing something to help people, I like to tell everybody about it. So
Yeah.
but and of course there's Reiki. Some people perform it, some people just absorb it. Just depends on where you're at. I haven't really done it that much because I'm still kind of learning that part. But I've had Reiki done on me, and it's amazing how well it works. It
Yes.
really is. Um, but yes, I mean, it's just that's. I have my crystals. I have all kinds of crystals. I have a big chunk of petrified uh, granite that a client that I did a reading for was talking about. She'd been hiking the week before, and she was showing me these big chunks of petrified granite rock, and I was commenting. I was like, God, those are gorgeous. Well, she sent me one as a thank you, and so it's about yay big, and it's
Yeah.
pretty cool. It sits on my bookshelves with my cards. I figure it's giving them energy, is how I look at it.
Yeah.
And that bookcase is like where it's positioned with the window. I just open the blinds for full moon,
Mhm.
and the full moon can go in on all of that stuff in the bookshelf. So, and
Exactly.
yeah, that
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
have to like pick
Yeah.
everything up and put it out.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just a few
And
odds and ends.
sometimes the things that you do, it's almost like you're raising a family. Your children get to a certain point. They get to a certain age. They get married. They start families of their own, and they'll start to make some of their own traditions that work with them. It's
Exactly.
very, very much when it comes to this kind of thing is, you can gather ideas, listen to ideas that other people present, and then find something that resonates with you and say, okay, I'm going to do this way,
Mhm.
because
Exactly.
then it becomes yours, and it's a lot more powerful when it becomes yours.
And you're just saying to the universe, you're making the instructions up to the
Yeah.
universe. And of
Right.
course it's going to be more meaningful.
Yes.
Just like
Yeah.
when I made that rattle, when Danny
Yeah.
the very first class, and he was like, you drum. Well, I had a drum because I had bought a drum for Lewis the first time we went down to Mexico together. It's
Mhm.
just a little hand drum that you can bang on. And so I had that, and then he started talking about a rattle, and I'm like, I don't know how to rattle. He's didn't have money to go. I went looked online to go buy a rattle, and they were ridiculously
Yeah.
priced for a damn rattle. And I thought, okay, this is crazy. I'm not spending that kind of money
Yeah.
for something that goes chicka 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 whenever I shake it. And actually, it was originally Lewis's idea. He was like, well, why don't you use one of your empty pill bottles and put some of your stones in it and just shake it? And I went, ding, the light bulb went off. And so I was like, oh, that's a good idea. And then he came up with putting the dowel through it and fixing
Yeah.
it so that I can unscrew the cap and just slide it up the dowel and change out the rocks if I want to.
Mhm.
And of course, Danny was like, that's more powerful than anything you could have bought because you
Exactly.
made it.
Mhm.
And yeah, and I can feel it when I use it. I can feel that strength of it. So
Yeah.
um
Absolutely.
so yeah, don't be afraid to make your own stuff.
Yep.
If you get a thought or an idea, that's usually spirit telling you, go make you a drum or go make you a rattle or
Yep.
go find your own candle that speaks to you somewhere. I mean, there's some wonderful people in the community that do these things, and you can go to their stores and buy, and which supports them. It helps support the community. Um,
Yeah.
if you're really, really, really poor, like a lot of us, you know, go to the dollar store and buy a $1 candle. I mean, it's candle is a candle.
Yes.
At some point, again, it's the intention you put into it.
Mhm.
And so it's just, there's so many little things that we can do. I've collected feathers, loose feathers over the last few years. And whenever I found one, I've always just stopped and asked Spirit, can I take this? And if I feel good about it, then I'll take it with me and bring it home. If not, I leave it there on the ground. It's like, it's not meant for me. Okay, it's meant for someone else. And so it's just little things like that. You know, you just have to kind of, if you like to go for walks, just before you go, ask Spirit to just, if there's anything that I need to learn or take away from this walk, present it on my path so that I see it and I know that it's meant for me, you know, that kind of thing. And so that's basically
just, you know, like the song says, I did it my way. Do it your way.
That's right. That's right. We're going to all do it differently, and that's okay. No, we don't have to be carbon copies, you know.
Even when you're learning some kind of healing technique or whatever you're learning, you're going to end up tweaking it and morphing it into your own. Don't cookie cutter yourself. You're going to do it your own way eventually when you get it under your belt. And that's the way it should be done, in a way.
You may follow a recipe in the beginning. Yeah, you can follow a recipe in the beginning, but once you get comfortable making it, you don't look at that
say,
recipe.
oh, this adjustment would be better. You know,
exactly. And so don't be afraid to experiment.
Yes.
Is what I was told by several of our very wise older crones in the community that have been doing this for decades and decades and decades. Who have said, just go with what you feel. And if it feels right, do it. And if it doesn't, don't do it. And
Don't
so
do that. Exactly.
It's got to resonate with you and feel like, you know.
And what works for me may not work for Val or may not work for Marina. And
that's
what
why
they do may not work for me.
That's why it's always important. Go ahead and change anything you need to make it in your words and your feelings, that it means something to you as you're saying it.
Exactly.
So important.
Exactly.
Totally.
Well, ladies, we're at 58:38. So
perfect.
That's pretty good. We got eights there. So
we started a couple of minutes late. So
we did. And so that's just about right. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. Thank y'all for some of your suggestions and things that y'all been yakking in the chat. Every time I remembered to look up, I was like, oh, that's interesting. Then I would lose the thread again. So it's sometimes I have a hard time separating it. When you're the host, it's hard to keep up with what's going on and keep up with the chat at the same time. So
absolutely.
Hence why I do backstage work for some of my fellow readers who really struggle with that. And I'm like, just say the word. If I'm available, I'm there, you know, and so I don't mind doing that at all. And
absolutely.
Y'all have yourself.
Thank you, all of you, for being here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to all of our channels. It really helps to
all
get
in the description box below. And you can just click on the link and go to because it's typed out in the description box, so it's not a link you're clicking in the chat. It's down below, and make sure you like and subscribe. Leave a comment. That helps. We all have memberships. If you feel up to resonate with one of us to be a member, or all of us to be a member, whatever, feel free to join in. And we all do special things for our members. So you know, membership has privilege, as American Express tells
Absolutely.
us in every
Yeah.
commercial. And
Yep. Yeah. Next week we're going to be on Val's channel.
Val's
Yay!
channel.
Yay.
Yay.
Yay! That'll be fabulous. And
That'll be
yeah,
fun. And
yes.
thank y'all for coming again. And if I can get rid of all the damn pop-ups, we're gonna get out of here.
Thank you.
Oh my God, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Jesus,
See you later.
too many. Okay, there's the end button. Bye, everybody.